Apologize, I was wrong.
Good night, everybody. Hope everybody is well. Welcome to another edition of the Senate. I am your co-host Neil Hoyt, and I am joined here as always by my brother, fellow king, my man Derek Marshall. Derek, what's the word, neighbor?
Good night, folks. What's going on? What's going on? I am here. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
My good man. Ups and downs, but I would say that I get him back to, I get him back, I get him back to my former self. What about you? What's going on with you, man?
I am happy to hear that. You know me, I'm always good. I'm always good. Trying my
I
best
see,
in
I,
these times.
I see you got on. See you got on the official uniform for the Senate.
Yeah, man. Black King. Shout out my boy Zaire, Watara, A to Z Custom Wear. They hooked me up with the shirt. So
Mhm,
yeah, shout out Zaire, man. Big respects. And yeah, I hear all the time, I try to speak it into being a little bit, on my way
mhm.
towards being. See
Right.
Marcus in the chat early. Good night, Mark. Uh, I hope all the men tuned in are also on their way to being a king in their own right. Whatever field they are undertaking, whatever it is they're pursuing, I hope that they're on their way towards being a king and working hard at it every day.
Yep. Yep. Also, you know how we do it. G Syndicate giving you all the dulcet tones of be on the first 15 minutes we try to plug. Well, we plug logo music, but right now, as my man is a cappella. I would say the greatest a cappella group in the Caribbean right now. Plug your stuff there. You know
Yeah,
how we like
man.
to keep
G
it.
Syndicate, G Syndicate, G Syndicate, G Syndicate 6.com, G Syndicate 6 on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I can't remember all the rest, but Mark, I saw him in the chat. He'll be able to give you all the other stuff on Instagram. Mark is our social media manager. He does an excellent job. Um, we released a song last week, a song called Woman for International Women's Day, and
Mhm.
got some awesome reviews. So we're feeling good about that. We're looking forward to putting out some more stuff within the next, we say, 4 to 6 weeks,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
hopefully that we can get that done. COVID notwithstanding. So that's the
Yeah.
project we're
Yeah.
working on right now, and
Right.
it's just a
Right.
matter of putting the finishing touches on it because most of it is already done. So we're hoping that we can get it fixed up. And just to hint at it, it's going to be a collaboration between us and a very popular artist. So hopefully we can get that done. As
Mhm.
again, COVID notwithstanding. So we are on our grind. As always, we don't really stop. We're trying to really push and push and push and pushing G Syndicate to the fullest extent. That's world, as Jamie
Mhm.
Foxx would have said back in the day, blow up situation. So that's what we're working
Bro.
towards. And yeah, that's we always excited. Mark and myself, we working hard. Show to all the other guys. We got Kia Mal in there. We got Antonio, Brett. That's something that's favor us. Yeah, and we
Mhm.
actually have a new addition, my guy Waden Jones, but we can talk about that in another forum at another time.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
Waden, yeah, man, some new stuff going on. So yeah, man, we doing things. We work as my guy Paul Paris would say. So we doing things, man, and I hope that
Okay.
everybody else out there within the chat room is also pursuing their respective fields of endeavor and really pushing it to the fullest. Don't don't go of it halfway. Don't half-ass it. Go all the way in.
Yeah. Well, for me, I got first things first. Let me say goodnight. You said goodnight to Mark. Steve joined us. Goodnight, and man Ramel. Man. So I see we dressing all over black, okay? And
Well, here's night.
you got on your black, yeah. You got your black king. I got on. I actually dressed in my dry fit shirt. I got on my dog tags just in case I don't make it out the show and somebody need to get the other dog tag to my mother. I come. The reason why we have come so minimalistic in our dress and so black and dark is because Derek. You touch a button. You touch a button. No, as we normally do, as we normally do, we normally during the week we would find something to talk about for the next week. We got a lot of topics swirling around, but really and truly, Derek, the time he told me this at the end of last show last week, I know it was going to be stress and drama, and so said, so done. Derek, as usual, hit the people with what you would have posed to people on social media, and you could give some of the responses. Let's
Yeah, man.
get to it.
All right. So here we go. If women can ask about men's height, why can't men ask women about their weight without it being considered disrespectful? So let me throw that out there again. If women can ask men about their height, why can't men ask women about their weight without it being considered disrespectful? The first thing
Mm-hmm.
first, one of the prevailing things I saw coming back, mostly from women, was they seem pretty stunned that men actually ask, that women ask men about their height, right? So I want to launch off from there, right? Now,
Okay.
people, please try to keep it real here, right? We try to keep it real. I saw I tagged our guy Ramel. He's in the chat already. He was the first person I tagged, and because I know that there's a ticklish situation for Ramel, right? And I tagged some other guys in there who would be to put it diplomatically, vertically challenged. Um,
Right.
got my partner Jadon who's in it, and my man, Chris, he was also tagged in as well. Chris's response was small axe chop down big tree, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
at 40 plus, Chris has kind of come to terms with the fact that, but yeah, I am not 6'5". I am who I am. This is the height I am. This is who I am. It's working for me. You know what I mean? Romelu can
Yep.
understand. It hits a bit with him because he's a bit younger than that, right? So
Right.
it's that coming to grips. But what I found very, very interesting is that people seem to want to deny the fact that women tend to respond more favorably to taller guys. Now,
Uh.
I
Mm,
let me say here, right? Um,
mm,
when you see somebody, right, guys, you don't see somebody and immediately say, "Wow, look at that awesome personality! Wow,
the honesty
she,
shining through.
she, her kindness is just like bombarding me here." That's the first thing I see. The first thing you see is a physical thing, right? Uh,
It's very,
I,
yeah.
I, I remember reading an interview from Arturo Tapin, right? And he made the comment, the people eat with the eyes. He eat with the eyes. So that's why he's always well dressed on stage. So he always tries to make sure he looks a certain way, right? Um,
Mm,
Shoot, that's why we present ourselves to you guys on here, dressed a certain way and looking a certain way. If it came on here and I was trying to tell you all guys about being the best you can be, and be the best version of you, and they come on here and they hear, well, I want to hear the call, but you get the drift, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Nobody ain't taking me seriously like that, right? So people like what they like, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that,
Nothing, nothing wrong
right?
with that.
As I was growing up, right, from school life coming through, right, my mother will always say, you like short right with me. And, for many years I gave that a lot of pushback, right? And then I came across a lady who did not fit that description.
Right.
She certainly wasn't like short. And she was considered, I guess, taller than average height for a female. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, but most of your significant relationships have been with short women, short race skin women.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, maybe okay. There may be some truth to that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I like what I like. You know, don't get me wrong. I've always said, and I guess Chris could bear me out. I told him all the time, you can only give the job to who applies. So, you know, if it
Facts.
is
That's
if it is that short red with me, approach me, you know what I mean? We can work with that. But
maybe short,
yeah,
maybe short red women like tall dark men.
tall dark
Go ahead,
man.
man.
Hey,
Mm.
maybe, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, women like tall men. That may be a thing. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? But here's the thing. I remember um, late last year. Yeah, it had to be late last year because I haven't gotten into Twin Gym show, Twin Gym again, but I haven't gotten in there since the year turned because, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy, oh yeah, Tali, for sure. And there was a guy in there, he's a little taller than I am, big burly guy, right? And he was making the point, shoot, he was telling my trainer, who's significantly shorter than I am, he was saying to the trainer, shoot, I tall when they walk in a room, haste turn. And I was like, okay, that was a little vain, but on it, fella. You know what I mean?
Very well. Well, very well.
On it, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like he's probably like 6'3.5", 6'4", but big guy. And his thing was when they walk in a room, hates turn. That's just what it is. Now here's the thing: he's not particularly cute. You gotta see that he can win him modeling competitions, but he's just a huge guy. So, by his sheer size alone, his sheer presence, women like, yeah, you turn your head, you respond. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Um, on the other hand, no. Men generally like to see women that look a certain way. No. Here we go. Within the Caribbean context, it's a little different, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
little different within the Caribbean context because within the Caribbean, we like some thickness, right? We like some
Shoot.
thickness.
Shoot.
You know what I mean? So, for the other part of it that my mother would say, short, red, and a big ball. See, and you got me. You know what I mean? That,
uh,
that is it. Short, red, big ball. See, you got me. Shoot, you got most men in Barbados
mm-hmm.
throughout the Caribbean, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
why now there's so much red women memes going around and stuff like that. I love to share them with my red friends because it's too funny for me to tell you the truth.
Push a
Uh,
button.
yeah. Like to upset them a little bit. Tally just get very upset with me when they send them, but hey, it's all right. Yeah, so men like to see certain things. We like to, and here's the thing: you don't even have to be the best looking. You know, you're gonna be the prettiest, but if from the neck down you shot it, make a look past them things. We can shoot. It's a shoot.
Listen to me. Listen to
She's a
me. We got a
four. She's a.
friend.
Yes, Ali, we got a friend.
We
We got a friend.
that knows very well what we talking
Talking about,
about.
right? She could be a
Shoot.
4 in the face, but if she's a 10 in the body, shoot, 10 and 4 make 14 divided by 2, 7.
For the,
You know what I mean?
furthermore, you might not even get into the higher mouth. 10 is
Disregard the 4. That's too many
10
4.
is more than
She's a 10.
boy.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So there, I saw people throwing out the word superficial and all that, and I know that in 2021 we want to think or be a little bit more evolved than, or we are a little bit more woke. Everybody want to be woke in 2021. Everybody more evolved and more developed. Nobody wants to be considered was it misogynistic and patriarchal and the other terms that come up when you talk about these kind of things. But there's a reality. There's a reality we're looking at. There are no men in this chat right now. I don't know how many people in the chat you'll be able to see better than me. But there are no men in this chat right now that can say they don't like women that look a certain way. You know what I mean? Sure, I
But
am.
hold on a minute. I would even take that a step further. Nobody in this chat, full stop, men or women, will tell you that they don't like their partner to look a certain type of way. No,
Amen.
it is interesting to me. Now, I'm obviously, those who know me, I'm very tall, right? I'm taller than the average person, 6'5". And, people seem to think that I have no problem when it comes to women, right? I mean, I did all right. I do all right. But a lot of people seem to think that I agree when I walk into a room, I turn heads because I am tall. I'm an imposing of an imposing stature. However, I have been insecure about my height before. like a lot of people don't understand when they tell them that, you know, there've been times people told me, women told me, yeah, you cute and all, but you got pretty eyes, but you too tall. We'll never date you, right? And they like, I I don't get it. And y'all would be surprised the amount of women that told me that. No, again, I understand your preference. Women may like a man between 6 foot and 6'2.5". I out to luck, right? But it's not always a bed of roses. I have had issues with my weight, in terms of being very skinny, and you know,
I was on the opposite end.
right. And
So
women
when
would
I
tell
agree.
you, I can't date a man that's a skinny. I remember one time a girl that I was dating tell me that, shoot, woman tell me that my chest looked like it came in.
Ah,
This is
wow.
tell me my chest. No, a lot of people seem to think, and this is the point I really want to get at, right? Because people, especially women, seem to think, no, I understand women have their body issues, right? I think most women, because you're trying to conform to beauty standards, especially as Black people from the Caribbean, women are told that you gotta look light skinned, long hair, pretty eyes. You gotta got a certain inch waist, certain inch bust, certain like you gotta be skinny, right? But our women are not made like that. That's just the long and short of it, right? Our women are, you know, thick in the thighs, you know, have thick
Yes.
legs. You know what I mean? They're you know, they're thick. No, I understand women have issues with their body, but I think what is the problem here? I think what's the disconnect, right? And I know some people may get on like men are trying to make men the victim or whatever, but the truth of the matter is men do too have insecurities about their body as well. I know I have friends that are really short. I have friends that through discussions, it's never been said directly, but I know they have issues with their height. Shoot, I got a close friend of mine that more than one of his girlfriends told him that I am very sexy and attractive because I am tall. No, it can't be good for a man dating a woman to hear, well, shoot, you me a man.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
always they always say you. Well, shoot, I had one girl even tell my man, tell the man, you know, I think something along the lines like I should have meet him first or something like that because he
Oh,
tall and sexy and thing. And
damn.
like that ain't easy to hear.
I'm saying.
So I don't want people to get it as you like what you like. Yes, you may talk. So yes, you may say, well, all right, as I get to know this person, their personality is shining through, and they have other characteristics that I would. But let's not that people. If you sign up to somebody that goes against your type, you're willing to do that, then that cannot be an issue going forward, right? If if you normally date men that are 5'8", and you say, well, shoot, I don't normally date men so tall, but I can give you a chance. It can't be 5 years later we having an argument. You telling me that's where you tall, lanky ass. Nah, I ain't tolerating that. Likewise, I can't meet you as a, well, I can't even say plus size because I find with us with our Black women, you could got a woman that is 170 pounds and look amazing. But shoot, I know a woman that is about, she gotta be like, well, she gotta be about 6'2". She gotta be about 6'2", and she is built. And I know she gotta be pushing 200 pounds. And let
At
me
that height,
tell you,
probably.
anytime she called my phone, I will answer. Anytime. So yeah, I don't know her. We are not friends or anything like that, but she is a full on meal. That's what I'm saying. I want us to get out of this thing of, you know, a man dating a woman that's a plus size woman, and then one day she like, yeah, you need to get up and get to the gym though. Nah, if you sign it to the woman being a plus size woman or overweight or whatever, but your standards, you can't then come and turn around and say, yeah, babe, I think I need you to get in the gym and lose some weight and think, nah, no. So I think, and I'm glad you started with that because we need to get this, we need to get past this thing of oh, but you know, I don't see why you should be talking to about somebody's weight because I would date a man that is 5'6" or whatever. Because you decided to settle for a man that height does not mean that it is okay for another person to settle
Yeah.
for something else, man or woman,
I,
right?
I, I think the real thing is that people need to be honest, right? People need to be honest about what they like
Honest with whom? Honest with whom?
themselves. Be honest with yourself.
Exactly.
Be honest with yourself.
Exactly.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you know you like And let me attack it from the height perspective first. If you know you like tall guys, you like tall guys. That's it, right? The shorter guys, unfortunately, it means that you will automatically be disqualified from that particular woman. That's just reality. That's just life. Unfortunately for our shorter guys, it seems like if more women like taller men, right? Sorry about that. That's just how it is. But there are things that you can do as a shorter guy to ensure that you put yourself in the running, so that somebody can say, okay, well, he is 6 feet, but he's dressed a certain way. You know what I mean?
Financial,
He's stable. He's going money right. You know, um,
affectionate,
yeah,
attentive.
he's just a genuinely good guy. You know, as opposed to being, yeah, he's 6, but he's a real good, and he's
Really
at
good.
5'6", and he's a good clown. It it makes
Mm.
no difference if you're five
Yeah,
six and a clown or 6'5" and a clown. You're still a clown. You know what
the
I mean?
lady.
And a woman just ain't gonna deal with you. So put yourself right. You know what I mean? Get your money right. Make sure you look a certain way. Get in the gym. Work on your body. That's one of the first things you could do as a man to kind of like improve your stock. Get in the gym, work out, improve your body appearance. Start there, yeah. Make sure you got your money right. Work on your wardrobe, sort your
Yeah, get.
wardrobe. Make sure you look a certain way. You know
Mm.
that that your clothes. Let me see how to put this. Make sure that you're wearing stuff that is comfortable and fits well. You don't necessarily gotta be wearing um, Nike right through or and be a brown whore as it's called it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But make sure your stuff fits well. Make sure you wear it well. Make sure you care it well. Because shoot, you
Well,
can wear, you can buy a couple nice pieces, treat them well, care them well, and they will
mm-hmm.
last you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure your stuff, your wardrobe current, guys. Yeah, don't let the case like in 2021 you wearing baggy jeans like we did wear or baggy bell bottom pants like we was wearing maybe day in school. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't do that. Come into the 2021, right? Come forward, right? So, like, and then after you put together the package like that, the physical package,
Mm-hmm.
how to bring it home, make sure you're smelling good. Yeah, get a shave. Make sure you're looking right. Yeah, make sure your mouth smell good. Real talk.
Shoot.
You'd be surprised, right? You'd be surprised, right, fellas? How many times women speak about you and talk and say, yeah, boy, he dressed up so I look real pretty, but he mouth smell stink. You
Smell like the
don't want,
wharf.
yeah, you
Smells
don't
like the
want to be
wharf.
that guy. You don't want to be
Mm-mm.
that guy. Or you driving more in a pretty car and you dress down and everything, but you smell like garbage truck juice. Nah, the boy don't want to deal with that. So dress properly, make sure you bathe. Yeah, then everyone bathing. Moisturizer
But
don't kill your foot cream. Just
yeah,
say,
good grief.
you know, your foot
But
cream. Now, all those are things that you can do to raise your stock and your value as a man if you're not 6 feet and you start with that as a disadvantage, quote unquote.
hold on.
Yeah, man.
Don't let me encourage. Don't let me be tall. Don't encourage me tall men to get away with this, you know. Cause
No, no,
yes,
no, no, no.
all
Never.
let every man do it. Don't let me just say the short man. Cause they tall men will
Exactly.
say, well, he got it me between my foot. But anyhow,
Yeah, yeah,
brush
sure.
my
Man.
teeth.
Tall man, you don't feel that you can just walk with musky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Cause
because when you do
I could.
that, then the short man gonna come true. So if you still want to be in the game, you still want to be in the game. So you as
Still
a
got.
tall man, you gotta make sure you're fighting off the short man. So
Yeah.
carry yourself a certain way. You know what I mean? Let me
Mm.
get down the road. You gotta make sure you got a nice casual outfit. You got a nice they love it. You got a nice casual outfit. You got a nice formal outfit. You know how to dress for the occasion. You know
Mm.
what I mean? All these are the little things that you need to do to ensure that you raise your stock and your value as a man within the sexual marketplace, right? So let me come back now to the ladies. Ladies, yeah,
Mm.
The same way the man might be at a disadvantage because of the height or lack thereof. You as a female now, you gotta come and recognize who you're working with. Be honest with
Be
yourself.
honest with
Be
yourself,
honest
yo.
with yourself. Correct, Ramel, swag all the time. So be honest with yourself. If you know, ladies, that you wear a size 14 dress, you wear a size 14 dress. Do not try to squeeze yourself in an 8. Yeah? So the same way fit is king, I think I saw Blair say that earlier in the chat.
Yeah, fit is yeah.
The same way fit is king for a man, fit is king for a woman. Even more so. Right? Because you can dress nicely and cover certain things, hide certain things if you wear the proper stuff. If you
Mm.
come and squeeze yourself in a dress at 2 or 3 sizes too small, nah, that ain't
You know,
working.
to that point, right? I hate to see, and sometimes I hate to see both men and women in clothes that are not well fitting. Like a man gotta be pulling up his pants all the time, or a
Yeah.
woman gotta be pulling down her dress all the time. It's like,
My
I
mother would call it
mean,
a wheelchair skirt. Like, who are you walking here? Pulling the pants, you know what I mean?
but yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think we need to. So somebody in our Facebook, I think it was Dion, she was saying that we need to really address these insecurities we have. So I understand we like to be this society that believes that anybody can do what they want, you can dress how they want, you could move how you want, you could behave how you want, or whatever like that. But to me, I find it kind of disheartening that a lot of people, particularly women, had a problem with, because I think a lot of people saying this as apples to apples. I think a lot of people saying this as these things are not real. As I could tell you many stories people have told me as a tall, slim person, how I am unattractive, I can't be there, I would physically, as much as people look at me and think like, "Gee, you got red." I remember one time a woman said, "What? You tall, red with curly hair and brown eyes? You got to be a whore. You got to be a man whore." You know what I'm saying? And I like, if anybody know me, know that I don't really move like that or anything like that. So it comes down to us understanding who we are and what we like. Because at the end of the day, I think that if you are going to, I don't have the problems that short men have, but my short friends have been having so much problems when it comes to a woman saying, "Yeah, I can never date a man." That's the one thing is here a lot. I would never date a man shorter than me. I would never date a man shorter than me. Well, if he was 5'9" and the man coming in at 5'8", nah, we gotta be looking at eye level. So that is a problem. Now, as a woman, I think that, granted, if you come to the dating period or you come to the initial interactions and you are a plus size woman or you're considered, a larger than normal size woman, then if the man accepts you for that, that is so be it. But I think we need to also talk about, you get with a woman, she is, of a small frame or she's a certain size, but as the relationship goes on, marriage or whatever, she starts to gain weight. Now, this is a very touchy thing, and I'm not saying that it is a case where you gotta tell your woman will shoot after 2 or 3 children, you gotta lose back, you gotta get rid of that baby fat, and you gotta get back down to fighting weight. No, I think we gotta be very careful with that. I think right, but for me, and I can only speak for me. For me, I am very cognizant of a person's weight simply because I know what that means from a health standpoint. I've watched family members. Both my grandmothers had strokes. Both my grandmothers died from with hypertension and that kind of stuff. Right. I know friends and I know people as black people we are predisposed to certain things. Now I know life gets hard. Women go through a myriad of emotions and hormones. But for me, I would be encouraging of a woman to lose weight in the relationship simply because I don't want her to fall in the trap of not being active and not taking care of herself and that kind of thing. Now, if the added benefit of that is that she look great naked, then so be it. But I would never approach it. where I want a woman to lose weight because I want she look good. Like when we met and we was 20 years old, you was 120 pounds, and now you was 160 after 3 children. Why you don't lose the weight? No. But at the end of the day, I would be cognizant that if you ain't do you all you're doing is working, coming home, taking care of the house, and you're not doing anything else. You're not being active or anything like that. And then as you get older, you got hypertension, you got high blood pressure. We know we got to deal with doctors and thinners and that whole drama of heart exam and everything. That I just want people to understand. And it's not only from the women's standpoint, but from a man's standpoint as well. Women, if you get with a man, right? If you see the man putting on some home from work, all he doing is cutting the grass and coming in and eating some food and like not drinking a beer, or he just drinking rum and breathing and he getting fatter and fatter. It is incumbent upon you to encourage your partner to be the best version of themselves if they've lost sight of it. So if he is starting to put on weight, the same thing can happen too. Because if he gets fat, he gets obesity, men, heart problems, hypertension, high blood pressure. We got all these things working against us.
Man,
You don't want the
but
man collapse one day.
not only that, let me hit the nail on the head here in terms of the all them things you talk about. The reward is really hit home for men. Erectile dysfunction.
Oh my goodness gracious me. You see, a lot of people don't realize, right? Everybody's good to the bar, drink a drink, eat the pork with the gravy, the macaroni pie, don't eat no vegetables, eating
Ever.
cockers. Everybody living life, right? But I could tell you for a fact. You see, when you hit four, different kettle, you understand? It's a different kettle of fish. So
Amen.
you are not taking care of yourself as a man. You realize back when you was a younger man, you was a stamina daddy. When it come time for action, you was a bedroom bully, right? All of a sudden now, you put on 50 pounds, you eating as you like, sleeping as you like, drinking as you like, and you can't perform. You can't maintain an erection for more than 10 minutes,
That's been a short
right?
man's horror.
Yeah. What is short man doing?
Oh, we
Because
sure.
call watch, right? Call watch, right? You see the short man. Short man has short muscle fibers, and they can put on muscle mass and lose weight quicker, in my opinion. Well, from certain research I did, than taller men. So when you get harmed by a shorter man, and you realize when the woman tell you, "Well, shoot, you expect you every time they trouble you for a little action, 2 minutes and you done." Well, you know,
I can't do never that. Can't do
maybe
never
do.
that. You know what I mean?
So it
Let me
is
check the chat on here because I think we got some people in the chat. I see the chat kicking out a little bit. So you just get a little
okay.
check out in the chat and you might be moving a little faster than me because I got a little sticking
Yeah.
going.
Right. Last time we had we can go from garbage juice. I know my mom remember laughing because of a mutual friend that we have that is anyhow. Um, right. So we have Dawn Marie was saying preach about the moisturizing. Blair said I cry and swag all the time. My mom, Kathleen, Adrian, Kathleen. Another thing, listen to your friends. Don't get offended. Take it for what it is. Shamika, I hope I pronounced that right. What needs hiding, Derek? Yes, you can answer that.
Yeah, let me
Um,
we can call me out. Let me say that on both sides. That goes on both sides, right?
mhm,
I think on one of the earlier episodes that we did, I spoke about my own insecurities and stuff like that in terms of weight and still not where I want to be, but working to get there. One of my greatest achievements a couple of years ago was when I was able to actually go out and tuck my shirt in my pants, for example.
mhm,
Before then, I had to walk and let the shirt tail fly to hide the fact that I had some belly, you know what I mean? And
mhm,
that's something that goes both male and female, right? So
mhm.
we all know. Um, we don't need to mention it because of the put on low weight. Trust me, they just like to let you know. Hey, boy,
She's on,
you put on this
she's on,
size.
Bray.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
let you look bad as devil.
So yeah, everybody does a little bit of hiding, or thinks they should, or need to do a little bit of hiding, depending on where you are, confidence wise, and if you can, because sometimes you've gone so far that there's no hiding that can be done. It's just a case of getting in the gym and getting in the kitchen and working on that stuff because you gotta eat right. You can't outrun a bad diet. You know what I mean? Me personally, I trying to work the keto thing now, so just trying to cut down the carbs as much as possible. Dealing in a lot of leafy vegetables and meat. It's not the most exciting thing to eat, but you try it.
But
You know, see
yeah.
what happens. Yeah. So let me just get by here. Hope that answers your
Right.
shit.
So
Try to be
right.
smart.
Blair said, "Amen. We don't want no pig in a blanket." My man says, "Steve, funny enough, the bad boys are the ones getting the women." Natalia replying to Steve, "But what kind of woman they getting though? Saggy
Ah, boy.
pants and can all the things you frowned upon." My man Steve saying true. Kathleen agreeing with Natalia saying exactly. My man Ramel, I can't wear my heels out. Did you?
With you.
You have oh you have no idea how many times I hear that. Oh, right, wait, okay, I got you covered. All tights, to be honest, most women are drawn to the masculine energy, all, but nonetheless, there is an allure. That's another story for another time. That's Blair replying to Steve. Carrie Ann replying to Steve. These men and their beer bellies is a death sentence straight. I know how Carrie Ann feel about that boy. That's your last performance.
That's a fact, Mark.
Ramel, that listen, as a man in film, right? You guys are in the arts. That is a
Yeah,
fact. You are only
that is
as
a
good
fact.
as your last performance or project. Steve, I am part of convos with women where they wanted their partners to lose weight because their crew started to judge them for how their partner were starting to look.
Yep, yep. And
I
that's the
mean,
next thing too.
I mean, yeah.
You really got to consider. Um, I heard it the other day, right? You are saying to your partner what you think about them by how you present yourself to them. So
Mm-hmm.
if you figure, yeah, this person is worth the energy and the output, shoot, man, you can get yourself together. You know what I mean? You can get yourself together. You can and that's the thing, right, guys? Talking to my guys here for a little bit. Um, they say when you get married that you want that what they call the weight that honeymoon weight or whatever it is. You know, but I find that women want a man who is about his purpose and who is committed to his purpose, right? And guys, stay committed to your purpose.
But hold on a
So,
minute. Hold on. Time out. Now, I'm glad you bring this up because you say committed to your purpose. What would you say is a person's purpose? How would they find that?
okay, well, okay, we got people in the chat. For example, let me use Ramel for example, as I know Ramel is a personal trainer. Stay committed to that purpose. Grow that. Work on that. Um, the person who comes to be a part of your life is going to also come along and invest in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let them come along and help build that. But listen to what he's saying carefully because I don't want it to be misconstrued as a case where I'm telling you, wait for a woman to come and help you build what you're building. Nah, not
Mm-hmm.
at all, right? You are in that process. You are building that.
There is still there. There. We're going on here. Hello, testing, 1, 2. Anybody can hear me? What is going on? What is going on? There is still there. I ain't sure what is happening. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Um, y'all can still hear me? Hello. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can hear me, but y'all can see me like I'm moving. Derek frozen, but not me. Okay. I don't know what happened to Derek. But yeah, I mean, if I can go on with what Derek was saying, Derek was, yeah, we have a problem here, Mark boy. Derek, like he was getting on to something. I don't know if y'all are conspiracy theorists, but something there, like it went on and things. So we can try to get back there later. But if I can try to continue what Derek is saying, what I believe he is saying is that, you have to build your purpose for yourself. For me, I try to the reason why I ask that is because a lot of us don't know what our purpose is. We have skills and we have talent, but we don't know what our purpose is. No, for me, um, I have a lot of skill, a lot of talent. Um, Gifts from the Father, we like to joke, but I still trying to wrestle with what my purpose is. And I think that once I understand or kind of reconcile my purposes, I think I have an idea of what it is. But once I can get that done, then anyone comes into your life after that, it is not for them to help you fulfill your purpose. If they want help, so be it. But it is not for them to fulfill your purpose for you or to to help you with your purpose. Your purpose is your purpose. Their purpose is their purpose. There's nothing wrong with people helping you, but at the end of the day, whether they come or whether they go, you have to fulfill your own purpose, right? Um, I think that was what Derek was trying to say. Yeah, I guess from your father. I don't know if somebody, I know some people got Derek, got his number or can message him or whatever to see what's going on. I don't know if it's a case where his computer shut down or whatever, but I can try to keep things going. So when it comes to making sure that you're on point, when it comes to making sure that you know you kind of have your ducks, and to me, it is fine if you don't readily have yourself all together. There is nothing wrong in kind of looking at yourself holistically from the ground up and saying, okay, you know what? Like for me, I can only give my example. I am a tall person. I'm a very slim person, right? I've always struggled with my weight. For me to put on 5 pounds, for me to lose 10 pounds is 10 times easier than me putting on 5 pounds. So for me, I got to kind of understand before I used to wear a lot of baggy clothes and stuff like that. I say, you know what? Let me wear things that can accentuate my body. And I actually found this post online that said, you dress for your size right now. Don't dress for the size you want to be. So a lot of us would say, shoot, I want to put on 20 pounds. Or somebody would say, I want to lose 20 pounds. And you kind of dress, you buy clothes too small or you buy clothes too big to try to anticipate that weight fluctuation. But really and truly dress for your size now. And if anything, you put on weight, you can lose that weight in the future. I don't understand how come you all see me everything, but it looks to me, I feel as though I ain't seeing my little window here moving or anything. I don't know what's going on. But what is going on here? Well, yeah. So you got kind of. It is okay to not have yourself together, but you still have to be cognizant and willing to want to be better. I was having a conversation earlier this evening with my mother actually, and we were talking about, she was telling me, what if I met a woman and after a while she start getting lazy and she start not doing this and not doing that and not wanting to go anywhere. She just want to come home, sit down in front of the house and eat and whatever like that. Or Derek saying call him back. Let me try to get back there here. Um, I hope y'all could bear with me, right? And a pastor like Derek. Derek is really the preacher man, but I hope that y'all could bear with me here for a minute. But yeah, as I say, I try to call him back now. Um, but yeah, you have someone that is not fulfilling their purpose. They've lost their way. And for me, I believe once I'm committed to you, once I'm committed to my partner, I'm trying to encourage you to get up and go. Let's do, let's this. I ain't gonna be telling you you lazy and this and that. No, I am a person where words of affirmation is very important to me. So I would say, babe, why we don't get up and go for a walk or try to make it fun. Let us, how about trying this recipe today? Let's go dancing. You know, let's get out of the house, right? Because it is important for me to have somebody that is balanced. Well, somebody that is balanced in the relationship as I am. And I still am working on my balance. You understand me? I still working on and getting there. Yeah. Yeah, I am Deacon Hoyt. Thanks for bearing me. But yeah, I understand my flaws and I understand things I have to work on. And I am working on them actively. I'm trying my best to hold myself accountable and to improve. I ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes I fall short. And people that know me really well know that there are sometimes I fail, I struggle. I am human. But I know very well what I want, where I want to get to. And I do believe that I have a purpose. So I'm trying to improve myself and everything like that. But just as Derek said, you can't settle for mediocrity. You can't settle for, oh, I can just, I don't want to eat this, or I don't want to work out that, or whatever. Everybody should be accountable for their own self and body. And it is not, I'm not saying that if right now you're a plus size woman, you are trying to get down to a supermodel weight. But at the end of the day, if you want to attract a man, first things first, let us be honest. If you got a man, I heard this all the time. I want a man with abs. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, a very close female friend of mine, told me recently, and like tall men with abs. Yeah, she told me they like tall men with abs. I have never seen an ab on my stomach before, but I'm a slim man. And I kind of have given up on the fact of getting abs, but I can work on building muscle mass and putting on weight and making sure that I am healthy. Now, if I am being healthy for myself and by extension for a relationship, I would want my woman to also want that for herself and for our relationship. Because as I said, and we have seen it many times before, as you've gotten older, you've seen men and women. The women got to take care of the man because he smoke, drink, eat, do all sorts of things in his life. And now he popped down, got stroke, got heart disease, all sorts of things. And now they can't fully enjoy their life going into their twilight years. And I never ever want to be in a situation with someone where they don't want to go on a hike, or they don't want to go and Natalia saying her abs hit it. I trust me. I like sweet things, and I like my occasional fast food. So I know that I could be muscular and I could look a sort of way, but abs, I give up on them. Not one ab. But yeah, I see Blair saying, "Speak life into her." Let me try Derek again before I talk to you. Also, Derek sent me a WhatsApp message telling me to add him again. Um, so let me see if I didn't even hear the. I ain't really hearing. I ain't understand what's going on here. All right. Let me try something here. One sec, people. I can try something here real quick. Yeah, y'all can hear me and see me? You know what's going on with Derek, boy. That is the truth. I don't know what's going on with Derek. I'm not getting you saying you not online. Anyhow, I can try him again. He could join. Whatever. People telling me reclose. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can see me. Everything good? Because I wonder if it's the live or is it Derek. Let me try to see if I can figure it out. Let me know if y'all can hear and see me, or if it is the entire live. Maybe I'll shut down everything. Yeah. All right. So y'all can hear and see me. Trying to call. Show must go on. I hope you know here now. It's funniness here now the screen. Okay. Right. So basically, until Derek comes back, the convoy in the crank will say is that take care of yourself is not about. I know we like to say is about the aesthetics of it, or it is about the the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and is superficial and all this foolishness, right? But really and truly, take care of yourself, right? If you know whether you like tall men or short men or whatever, or you like a woman a certain size or whatever, you got to take care of yourself. So to that end, if you have wait, hold on. Yeah, we got Derek. Derek,
Yeah.
you there?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you, sir. We are not seeing you though, and the natives are getting restless.
I should be there presently.
All right, so y'all can hear Derek. I hope y'all can still hear Derek. But I don't know if y'all can see him. Anyhow, till then, as I was telling the people there, basically I was following on from what you were saying, with regards to taking care of yourself and making sure that you said talking about your purpose, making sure that you handle your purpose for you, figure out what it is, and you work for it for you. And if somebody wants to come and help you with it, then so be it. But don't ever rely on that person to help you. Don't rely on that person to help you or make that there you are, casino. Don't rely on that
Yeah.
person. Your purpose go along, right? I was trying a little while here. The stream. We apologize for
My
technical
apologies,
difficulties.
folks. My apologies. My apologies. It is when you're not particularly technologically savvy. These things happen. I'm not sure what happened, but these things happen.
I don't. The thing is, I don't. People could hear. They could still hear me and see me, but I think. Anyhow, right. So what I was telling everybody, I was trying to ramble on into it not being a superficial thing, right? I know we are very visual creatures. We all have eyes, and it is, for some of us, for most of us, it is the most important sense. Therefore, when you see, and then you like to talk about hypergamy. So a woman like a man that tall, she may want to protect it. That's probably genetically engineered in her. A man want a woman that can sustain and bring healthy and whole children, right? Now, granted, weight has nothing to do with that, but we are visual people and we are conditioned to want what we want, right? Some of
Yeah.
us buck that trend and want what we want, but the fact of the matter is, if and I see some people in the chat on Facebook getting in the comments saying, if you can ask somebody about their weight, then the problem is not with the person's weight, the problem is with you. But then what y'all asking about? Why y'all got a problem with me that I too tall? Why you got a problem with my boy when they say that he too short? I can't date him because you don't do it, and because you are open and honest with your insecurities, and because men are not open and honest with their insecurities, doesn't mean it gives you the right to say height is not an issue as much as you think. I have a lot of male friends that are short, and I know their height bothers them. They don't say it directly, but I know their height bothers them. I know males that have a problem with their weight, and it bothers them. And when people could come and say things like "cheese on bread, man," you're working with a compression there, a compressor there, you're keg there. Like, people seem to think that men are not to have insecurities about their physical appearance, right?
Or worse yet, Neil, that
mm,
those insecurities do not exist.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yep,
It's one thing to say, just man up about it. It's another thing to behave as if those things do not exist at all, right?
yep,
So that is another thing that I find men in particular really have to deal with, the gaslighting,
yep,
as they call it. That yeah, you're just making up this stuff.
yeah.
It doesn't really, it's not really as important as you were trying to make it seem. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and as you said, men struggle not only with in terms of height. Believe it or not, for a long time I thought I was short because I was always around people who are taller. Shoot, you 6'5", you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
we come through school all together. Then we play basketball together. It would have
I
been
actually
you.
remember. I actually remember when we were the same height.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Steve in the chat. Steve was the same height, you know.
Yeah, we
Um,
was all the same height, boy.
and then you just hit a spurt and you enter. Um,
Yeah,
then people like Sandiata 6'5", 6'6". My boy Slurpee 6'7".
6'7", yeah,
Troy King,
yeah,
another guy
6'7".
6'7" or something like that. So I never thought that I was tall. Even within the context of G Syndicate back in the day, um, I was never the tallest person in G Syndicate. There was two guys that were taller than I was. So it was only in later years I recognized, hey, you got a piece of height. You know
Wow.
what I mean?
Was
Um,
6'2"?
yeah,
Women like that height. Six foot
apparently.
two. Six.
Yeah,
I want you to know that there was a point in time in my life, right, and in my adult life, I promised to you that I wanted to be. I was like, yo, I'm 6'5", yo. I want to be 6'1" so bad.
and
Like, it felt.
conversely, I wanted to be 6'4", 6'5", because John Starks was listed at 6'4". Big at John Stark, big at the New York Knicks. And I wanted to be 6'4" because it was like, yeah, I want to play guard in the NBA, you know what I mean?
Don't
Um,
mind up the picture. You and John Starks, and when
and
is the same height? Yeah,
I'm actually still hate as well, right? So
right, right.
that listed is a little skewed, right? But men genuinely, and I saw Blair mention it just now that they say men don't have feelings, and that seems to be a prevailing thought that men don't have feelings, and we talk a lot outside of this forum, and I say it to you, I say to some of the other guys as well. Um, Women can say stuff to men, irrespective of how it lands, and men just have to take it,
Fact.
right? And
Fact.
I put a rest out there in the chat, and the men in the chat can drop some ones in the chat if they agree with me. You know what I mean? Um,
So look, hallelujah.
yeah,
Preach, Pastor.
women can say stuff and get away with it because shoot, they're women. They can say stuff however it lands, it lands. However you take it. But men cannot, in turn,
You can't say or
say
do same thing,
or
or
do
we
certain
dogs.
things, and
We
that
are
is
dogs.
why this particular topic was so sensitive, became so touches, because we talking men pretty alright with, yeah, we can talk about the height thing, we can talk about it, but can we really discuss weight
Because,
without
but hold on.
yeah,
But the reason why though is because again, and I this is why I don't like the society we're in. Kudos to women for voicing their insecurities in various platform on various forums and platforms, right? They get and they say, I feel uncomfortable in my body. They speak about their hormones. They speak about the things they go through in terms of finding a dress in their size. They put that stuff out there and normalize it so that you understand the struggles women go through. We men don't do that. I am
no,
6'5", and you know how hard it is for me to find how hard it is for me to find clothes to fit me,
yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
Like everybody look at me and say, my car. You know what type of car is drive, right? A two-door
yeah,
car. Man, I want you to know, right? I got my seat all the way back and all the way down. Every car I get in, it got to be all the way back and all the way down, right? It is not easy. Every week I used to catch public transportation. Every day I used to hit my head on something. I
yeah,
hit my head on something daily, and people seem to think that, you know, because we have these issues and insecurities with our bodies, we have never spoke about it in a public forum. We have never said, "Which I don't feel comfortable," because we are afraid of other men talking down upon us. That's woman things. What are you doing? I'll be afraid of women joining in on that. But I am
yeah,
here to tell you, all right, every man you see has an insecurity with his body. I don't care what bravado he tell you. This is the love engine, or I short but I mighty and all this big ass small. The point of the matter is, right, every man, just like women, wish that they were taller, shorter, slimmer, fatter, bigger, muscular, everything. I got
facts,
small feet for man my height. Small feet. You know how it feel in second form when one man pull out size 13s and another man pull out size 15s and another man pull out size 16s and I pulling out size 10s? Yo, I just want y'all to know that y'all may say as we have to talk on women bodies and women weight and stuff like that, but men was height. Height can't change. We have insecurities tall and short about our height here. Because you see me walking by place 6'5", my curly hair and all that there. When I feel like cheese don't bread, boy, that man got it together. When they know how I hate that I hairy, and I just got shave every 2 days, and Derek bald, and Derek wish that he had hair, and sometimes they said cheese don't bread, boy. Sometimes if I
you
don't,
wish I
how
had
much money I
lots in
spend,
that you worse
you know
with.
me, you know how much money I spend in haircuts in my life, hair products. Listen to me. When I don't know. But so all I telling you all, right, is that the same way y'all think that talking about a woman's weight is a problem, the same way talking about we weight is a problem too, talking about we height is a problem too, talking about the way we look is a problem too. Then little side comments about how one, oh, you tall and red with red eyes, with brown eyes, hazel eyes, you probably got about 10 different women. I had a woman tell me one time that I guarantee that I got more than one woman. Woman tell me, I know you got at least two women. I said, what you mean? I got a woman home and I committed and no, 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 no. I know I want to type, right? You got enough with me. I know that eyes, right? Your eyes is trouble. Well, everyone know the amount of foolishness women tell me over the years, right? One would never believe.
Yeah,
And by societal standards, shit, I got it made. I got it made. So I know there. Well, I know we chat saying or whatever, but
yeah. Let me get up in here a little bit. because I see we got some stuff going on.
Hey,
We
hold
got
on,
a lot
hold
of
on,
wants.
hold on. I see Shamika here talking about was it the small feet or the I leave that there.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
leave it there.
Say that there. There's
Um,
no correlation between small feet and any other part of a man's body. Just let me put that there. That is a myth. Is what I would say to that.
yeah, so I got Steve here saying I've also heard you in bad looking for a dark fella. Yeah,
Oh, heard that. Yep,
that
yep,
was
yep,
something that
yep.
I got, especially when I was younger, um, pre-teens coming up. That was something that I had to deal with because it was darker. I've always been dark, So and dark is only big up Michael Jordan, man. He made
So
dark skin ball guys. He brought us to prominence. Uh, uh, yeah, Blair saying we ain't got feelings apparently. Ramel and where we have feelings we saw or listening to too much Dre. Probably. Steve again correcting coming back to school at for farmer was like, yeah, what these men eat during the summer and they ain't getting none. Natalia experienced Troy and Sandy. I don't got to be 7 feet, but it's short, so nearly everybody taller than me. That is very true, Taddy.
Sunday
There we
had
go.
a Sunday had a feel like 7 feet to me. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie to you.
Sandy was long. So now we go. Proliferation of wands in the chat. Carry on. No one should dish what they cannot in turn eat. Amen and amen. Carry on. Because, yeah, the reality is we just, I think we need to be a little bit more mindful of the treatment that we dish out to each other,
Yeah.
especially in times when we're talking about equality and because the sexual revolution and all that, and I said last week, women are the most liberated they've ever been, the most educated they've ever been in history. So
Mm-hmm.
we come to that point where since we're moving towards equality, I think we should move towards genuine equality, and we look to and say, shoot, if we can't say X to a woman, we shouldn't be able to say X to a
Don't bring it
man.
to a man. Don't
You
bring
know
it
what I
to
mean?
a man.
Don't bring
Trust
it
him.
because if you come looking for that smoke and you end up with your whole house burned down, don't be
Well, take
upset.
it.
You know what I mean? Don't be upset. Romel continues, if we do, we are insensitive. And Jamal raises the point, we men weren't raised to do that, especially within the Caribbean context. We were not raised to be expressive. It's a case of man up. Back in the day, only girls do certain things, only boys do certain things. If you're doing
Them is
certain
one
things,
thing.
or you're a
Them
girl,
is one
yeah,
thing.
them is woman things, you know. Um, Blair, if we say 2 + 2 = 4, we arrogant or we hate women. Yeah, it
I
was
want
called
to
sexist
hold
last week. Whoa, I still can't get
on.
over that.
I want to talk. See what Blair is saying there. There's also so there's body shaming, right? But there's also what was the best way to say intelligent shaming? Do you know how many times I've been made fun of because I speak well, or because I went to a certain type of school, or because I ain't even joking, yo. I ain't even joking.
No, I find it funny because I experienced the same thing. Um, it's like, why you gonna talk so fancy? Why you gonna talk so funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you hear,
I remember one time I was at work, I composed an email. And let's say I was using the word, I don't know what word I use. Let's say I use the word eradicate instead of get rid of, right? The woman over my shoulder, my coworker was like, why you put the word eradicate? Why you gotta talk like that? Who gonna know what eradicate means? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, who don't know what eradicate means? I don't understand. And the thing about it is, right, I am a person when I doing text message. YOU is what I put for you, not the letter U, right? I made sure because when I was in primary school for English, we were destroyed. Our teacher used to beat us so badly for when you spell a word wrong, you were disciplined. I remember one time seeing people get beat for half of one thing because men can't spell beginning in a restaurant. So you know what? I am a man, right? That when I see something spelled wrong, YOURE, put that apostrophe in there for me, please. And don't put no YOUR for me, please. Yeah? You could think that I arrogant, you could think that I feel that I whatever, but the point of the matter is that I get beat too bad for English and I am intelligent. don't get vexed at me because I got intelligence.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Don't dumb down yourself, right? To
Another
accommodate other
thing.
people. Let me keep it a buck right now, right? If you operate on a certain level, and that's something that I had to kind of grow into as well for myself. Um, you are who you are, right? You invest, your parents invested money in you, your education and everything. You went to school, you learn. Shoot, use that, flaunt that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just dumb it down because some people, and I think that might be a part of societal problem on the whole. Don't dumb down yourself because other people can't get what you're saying. You know, don't get me wrong, language is for communication. So if you are using the language and not communicating effectively with people you're talking to, well, that's a problem. But the same token, let people raise the bar, man. Let people come up. I find that we dumb down stuff a little too much in society, and that's kind of part of where we are right now, right? Um, yeah, we say back in the chat, nail on the head, Neil. Jamal saying public transportation is the worst for tall men. They hate to have to
Facts.
use it.
Facts.
Blair is making fun of so he's staying paying Ramel, but y'all know y'all ain't mentioned the real kicker though, but wait and see, cause height ain't the biggest one among men, you know.
I
Then
think I know.
Shamika, yeah, Shamika's with the small, was it the small feet? Yeah, I think this might be what
I'm talking about.
yeah, because I hear apparently the new term now, and I don't know if I can say it on the platform, but the new term now is small doggy energy. So
Oh, oh,
yeah, so
oh.
let me touch on that there. Let me
You
hit
got
on a little bit of let me talk about
oh.
the small doggy energy, right? Yeah, Carrie Ann is asking who called me sexist. Yeah, that was the lady that flamed my DMs last week.
Yeah, a woman accosted there in his
Yeah,
DMs. Who
she
gives
didn't.
him the right?
The thing is, she didn't even read what is that I had written fully, but she flared coming my DM. But anyhow, that's another story, right? This is the time we talk
I
about
haven't
this,
read.
right?
Yeah.
So apparently, when you call out certain things as a man, or you mention certain things as a man, it is either misogynistic, patriarchal. Um, there's another one. You are weak. You're too simple. And the latest that I've heard, which I am still to try to understand, I don't know if anybody else that is within the chat can explain it to me. This thing small that kind of encapsulates all the other things that I have mentioned before. That's what I'm assuming, right? Now, it's alright to talk about small doggy energy. I find it very funny to tell you the truth. Just how it kind of rolls off the tongue with small doggy energy. But anyhow,
I know just roll off the tongue too. That I know it offend people, but
yeah,
mm,
we can hold it down. Um, and I only to either today, yesterday, again, as I tell you, I do a lot of preparation to come and talk to y'all guys about these things, right? A lot of research. And there's something that you'll hear us talking about a little bit from time to time. I think I mentioned it before. Sign language, right? The sign language. Shaming. S for shaming. I. Insults. G. Guilt. N. Need to be right. So
facts.
it seems as if when you as a man bring up certain things, that is a playbook that some women go to,
Mm,
right? Not the ladies in our chat here tonight, because I find that the ladies in our chat tend to be a little bit more open-minded and willing to have an honest and open, frank discussion. I don't see Tanya in here tonight, but big up Tanya Seeley, right? Don't
yeah,
see
yeah.
Dion either, but big up Dion, right?
Mm,
Willing to have that open exchange, that discussion. We could deal with that. Because at the end of the day, right, men's opinions matter, men's feelings matter, right?
mm,
So this dismissal of men's feelings to talk about and using a catch-all statement such as small doggy energy, the women in the chat carry it back, right? Carry back this message. Men in the chat receive this message from me right now. We are not dealing with that going forward in 2021.
Zero tolerance. Zero
If
zero
if
tolerance.
the women don't want to come and have a mature discussion without resorting to shaming you, insulting you, trying to guilt trip you, or the need to talk to you and the need to be right. If them don't want to have that discussion,
That's them
cool.
out.
Then the noise, again, my way, you go
Thanks for
yours.
coming.
Thanks for coming. And as they say, we are pass it two ships in the night, and never the twain shall meet, right? Because I watch it, and I love to open up the discussion on Facebook. I just kind of watch it, right? And there seems to be this consistent dismissal of men's opinions and feelings, right?
Within the
And
context signs.
yeah, so write it down, get a pencil and write it down. Make note, sign language. The shaming, the insults, the guilt need to be right. When you see them things, if you see those things, guys, yeah, we understand when you're in an argument and you're quarreling and stuff like that, your significant other, from time to time, a little jab might come out and somebody might want to play a little dirty pool. Okay, and you get a
Emotions.
little one,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But if you see somebody and their modus operandi is the sign language, you don't gotta be vexed, you know. You don't gotta quarrel, you don't gotta argue. Just as the scripture said, do not associate with them. But I was talking about something else. But we talking about the women that into the sign language. Do not associate. You don't gotta be vexed. You don't gotta be vexed, you don't gotta be upset. You don't gotta quarrel. You don't gotta say, but look how she talking. Nah.
As my mother would say, you could be vexed or pleased.
Shoot. I know some old men used the same way they say you, you could be vexed until you get pleased. You know what I mean? Ain't a big thing, right? And I discovered this and I kind of adopted that mindset over a decade ago. I didn't even, um, got married very early. Uh, Quickly thereafter, I got divorced. And I realized subsequent to that, that there were certain things that I saw coming out or coming to me from women. And I was like, I just ain't dealing with this. And in a noise, in a quarreling, none of them things. I see something, I ain't really digging it. And again, it was that sign language. I didn't know that is what it was back then because we're talking over 10 years ago, right? But I know enough to know now exactly what it is. So when I see it, press. As a matter of fact, I ain't even telling you press. I just kind of, oops.
you,
I,
you can press. You can
I,
press.
I, as our prime minister said, I know when to press the brakes. I will press the brakes. You know what I mean? I ain't got the time for I ain't got the time nor the energy nor the inclination to do the back and forth and get into the whole shaming thing and this talk about small doggy energy. That's an insult. You know what I mean? And these are tactics,
I
guys.
don't understand.
These are tactics,
Go
guys, that that women will pull out against you to use with you to win an argument, to sway you from the point that you're trying to get to. That's a deflection. So you arguing about um, the living room suite that you're trying to buy, and for whatever reason that comes into an argument, and suddenly no, you don't want to buy what you want, but because you got a small doggy energy, you know what I mean? What I really got to do with the coach?
my
Now we
my
talking
whole thing.
language.
My problem with the sign language and the small doggy energy now is that what it does is it perpetuates the toxicity within both of the genders, right? So you gonna come and tell me about my small doggy energy. No man wants to hear that
No
kind
man.
of. No man wants
No
to
man.
hear that. So his is gonna kick in and he's gonna move to suit that energy, right? And then know what? We're not getting anywhere. You telling me, oh, you pushing small doggy energy. So no, I can't. I'm not calling out certain insecurities or certain misbehaviors of yours, right? You gonna continue with your bad behavior, and then we're not getting better. You understand me? So to me, I will tell you this, Derek. I once had a woman, right? I used to confide in her. This is many, many years ago. It's 20 years ago, actually. I dated a woman where I used to confide in her. You know, we were really close. We were together. I would confide in her. I would tell her things like, you know, I'm at university. I'm not doing well in this course. I feel stupid. Or, you know, I feel like I'm really slim. I feel like I am gangly. I don't like my appearance. I would say things like, you know, sometimes I question, you know, certain things about myself, right? No, then this woman would hug me, the woman would cry with me, we would whatever, right? But you see, if 2, 3 weeks later, a month later, we had an argument, the woman would tell me, that is why you're stupid. That is why you fail in your courses. That is why you bony and scrawny. And my friends telling me that you chest caving.
Lord
That
have
is why,
mercy. There's shame in her insults in there.
right? Woman would tell me, that is why you can't have sex well. That is why you're in a good in bed. And I'm like, listen, right? I remember one time I told the woman, no, listen, right? No, you may get me on you feeling stupid, or you may get me on you feeling scrawny, right? But you can't fake certain things. You understand? So you talking about my sexual energy is you trying to push a button, and I will not tolerate it. You know, the woman kept quiet, and the woman just like backtrack, and like the woman can talk, because I feel as though I'm a person. If I can call you or something, I will bring proof. So I can just tell a woman saying like I feel stupid. I would not even tell a woman that she's stupid. But let's say I was to say, girl, you're stupid. Then I would bring examples of why you are stupid. Yeah. I would not use things that you told me against you in confidence and in moments of vulnerability. I actually think to this day that relationship has had me. That relationship is probably responsible for a lot of my failed relationships in of late, right? But the truth of the matter is that we need to. I'm glad you brought it up. We need to cut it out. We gotta stop the tolerance. I understand love is love, and I understand. My mom there says get caught up with the viscosity. I know that everything must be sweet and whatever, right? But you know what? You gotta know for yourself when somebody pushing your buttons and when somebody got something true to say about you. There's a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, right? She's actually in this chat now, but close friend of mine. She gives me criticism, and her criticism is coming from a point of love and a point of wanting me to see the best in me and me be the best of me. She never calls me stupid. She never calls me bony. She never says bad things about me. She never insults me, nothing like that. We may have had our arguments over time, and we may have had our disagreements, but she has never, and I can name a good few women, because I am grateful for that woman I had 20 years ago, because no woman since her, and anything you can roll me with that sort of energy, I push it. As a matter of fact, you and I have a mutual friend that brought that energy to me one time, and shortly, as quickly as we started talking, is as quickly we stopped talking, because I wasn't about that energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? I may have my problems, may have my insecurities, I may have my issues, right? But as you come in to make me feel like I am less than, or you are looking to play upon my insecurities for control and manipulate me to that end, ain't happening. Ain't happening. Right? As I say, you know, I am not a saint, I am not perfect, but at the end of the day, still, you must always operate from a point of love. Sometimes I have a problem expressing myself, and sometimes it may see certain things I say don't come from a place of love. But everything I say and do, I try to come from a place of love. If you listening to this and you've had a history with me, you don't agree with me, well, I can tell you that I always operate from a place of love. And I think we need to do that. I think we need to stop getting on social media and using these, as you say, catch all phrases. Oh, he got small doggy energy. Put a gif and key, 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 ha, ha, ha. point and laugh. You gotta stop that. That's little girl behavior. That's little boy behavior. That is things we used to do when we was 15. We should, if we had social media, we think that's how we behave. But we are grown men and women.
Yeah.
And at the end
I,
of the day, right? Go ahead.
no, I was not to cut you off, but you, as you say, we grown. I think we need to have those grown conversations as opposed to hiding from or running from the discussion by saying, as you said, using a one catchphrase and trolling people for entertainment. You know what I mean? Just have a discussion. A
Let's
lot more
have the
healing will take place that way, as opposed to saying, "Oh, well, yeah, you got small doggy energy." What does that achieve? You know what I mean? What does that mean? So, as I'm in the discussion about people liking what they like, women like tall guys, women like men that look a certain way in terms of how they carry themselves and stuff like that. Men like a certain type of looking woman and how they carry themselves and everything like that. As opposed to facing that reality and having that discussion, it's easier for us to say, hey, you got small doggy energy. And then we continue with the back and forth and what they call the gender war. I don't want to be at war with any woman. I don't want to be at war with anybody.
don't worry about worry anybody.
Exactly. So if that's where it is, shoot, miss me. You know what I mean? I see in the chat here, Blair is saying to not call out your partner on BS or to lead in a relationship with small doggy energy. Be be stroking. They just like that expression. I'll give you a quote from Winston Churchill. Right, we love Winston Churchill. Claiming that his stuff is always enlightening if and entertaining at the same time. And Winston Churchill says, "An appeaser is one who feeds a crocodile, hoping it will eat him last." Uh,
Look, Mr. Churchill is amazing for his quotes. The man ain't got a a bad quote. For real,
not
for real,
one,
for real.
right?
Not one.
So we are here. I keep saying all the time. That's the purpose of this particular forum, so we can have that discussion, so we can kind of bring the genders a little closer together, so we can get away from this gender war thing, men that side and women that side. Because I think I don't want to quote Churchill on this because it may or may not be him, but it says war never determines who's right, only who is left. Consider that.
Jeez.
War
And
never determines who is right, it determines who is left.
our
Right?
history is written by victors. How
Yeah.
about that? Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
again, let me come back. Let me come back. We bring it all back. Height versus weight. Shoot. We as human beings like what we like. We can't get away from it. We can't escape it. Right? I'll tell you, if you as a woman, you find that you are a little bit overweight, okay. All in loss, hope in loss, right? Because you might be cute. Or you might like a little cute girl.
Yeah.
So we could talk. But guess what? Don't start if you overweight. Marley, they gonna use the badge for that Marley. You understand? At the end of the day, we said it about the men. You could be 5'6" and a goat, you could be 6'6" and a goat. You could be a size 4 as a woman or a size 12 and be a goat too. Same thing applies, right? So we talking. That's how we're saying if you say you love someone, does it matter the height?
I want to say there.
Huh?
I want to tackle this one.
Go ahead, buddy.
Listen, the truth of the matter is, right, when you first see someone, you're not in love with them. So chances are, if you see their height and weight or whatever, it matters. I am sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but
It
um,
matters.
for a long time when I was in my 20s, a lot of people would say, it doesn't matter. It's about what's inside and this and that next. That sounds sweet and good, right? And nice for poetry. But the truth of the matter is, when you first see a man or a woman, you looking at what you like. I don't
Yeah.
care if it is as simple as their eyes, lips, hair, the way they're all put together, their hips, chest, thighs. It don't
There is
matter.
some physical feature.
There's something that gets you in because you don't hear the person open the mouth. You don't see them interact or whatever like that. I am telling you that we are visual creatures as humans. So when you are in love now, if the person gain a little weight or the person, certain things start to change in their appearance, you accept that because you have fallen in love with them. You've fallen in love with their spirit, you've fallen in love with their personality, you've fallen in love with their demeanor, right? So then if she put on some extra weight, you can live with that. If he put on extra weight, you can live with that. If he don't shave no more and he look like a wildebeest, you can live with that.
For a
But the
time.
fact remains
For
for
a
a
time.
time. But the fact remains first meet a woman or you first meet a man, their appearance and whatever you like is what draws you to them to have that conversation. So I just want to be very careful that the height, people that this height don't matter, weight don't matter, and things like that. Next, that's so
Nah.
sweet for the rom. That's so sweet. But that's you got
That's a
two eyes,
romantic comedy stuff.
yeah. Your senses are taken up by someone because it's not only visual, before you hear the person how they look, I mean you go around and how they smell. Sometimes hearing is tertiary or further down the list of things in your senses. You see the person, you go around and you smell them, you say, all right, well, this person I could play with this person. You know what I mean? But don't let us ever make a mistake saying that, height and weight and appearance don't matter. Don't let me do that.
I also want to submit a comment that I got on the on the pic earlier today from what Addison Gordon Marshall. Um, I find this comment particularly hilarious.
Hilarious to me too, especially who
Yeah,
it came from. But
yeah, because for those who don't know, Addison Marshall is my dad. Um, yeah, he's obviously I'm an old man, and he's significantly older than I am, and he is giving some OG, some OG break it down like a
old
fraction knowledge here.
gangster.
Right?
Yep.
So here he goes. It is what it is. A fat man that has no money is fat. A fat man with money is not fat.
It's
An
not
ugly man, an ugly man with no money is ugly. An ugly man with money is not ugly. What it tells you, all of that stuff doesn't mean diddly. So to your point, Neil, there's always some kind of attraction. To my dad's point, it was a little bit more than the physical attraction, but there has to be something that gets you in there
Yep.
first and foremost before you start looking at the fact that this person is a nice person, or as you said, this person's kindness just shining through.
Yep.
We don't see that stuff,
No.
right? You might go to a restaurant, and for the time you get in the door, the scent of the food hitting you, and you say to yourself, all right, things smell good in here, right? But it's only when you start to eat that food that you can determine that, yeah, it tastes good. They might come and present it when you play it very nice, it might look good. But you have absolutely no idea of the taste of that stuff until you actually start to eat. And by the same token, if they bring out the meal, let me say you go to wherever, and the food come out and it just presents in the plate, that the body just tray on when the plate or bring it out. You tell yourself, I can't eat this here, or this little dog food, pig food, whatever you want to call it. Because your eyes tell you, nah, this ain't right. I can't mess with this. Right? And you are less inclined to eat. It may taste right again, but you are less inclined to take the chance to taste it because your eyes telling you, nah, don't mess with this. Conversely, if you go someplace else and the food well laid out, presented nice and stuff like that, and about all this little decorative stuff, it's only a morsel when you go to these fancy restaurants because shoot, you eat the fancy restaurant, it's still gonna get you fat after. You know what I mean? But because the food laid out so nice, you spend $300-400 on it and tell yourself I had a good time, and then you go in that halu and buy saying that extra to actually fill your stomach. You know what I mean? So let us not. I don't want us to kid ourselves. I don't want us to mislead ourselves. I don't want us to be disingenuous with ourselves because that's the worst person to be
Yeah.
disingenuous with. We like certain physical characteristics, certain physical traits. And because you're a man like that, you like that. That's it. Now, here's the thing. Because you like what you like, it does not give you the right now to be offensive to other people. It doesn't give you the right to be demeaning or insulting to other people. You know what I mean? So, the same way, ladies, if you a little too, you are plus size, and let me touch on that too. That they say men are overweight and women are plus size. You know the difference in the use of language there. But well, Lord, Shamika, whoo, I can come to that in a minute, Shamika.
Waiting for you to finish, but that's a hot one there that she
Yeah,
brings.
that's a
Go
hot
ahead.
one. That's a hot one, but we can come to that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, by the same token, right? If you don't want a man to say to you, yeah, you get very big here. Don't talk to a man or say, yeah, you expect to step to me. You're so short, and that is what our shorter compadres in the chat are saying. If you know that you don't like short men, that's cool. You don't like short men. If I step to you, you could just be polite about it. You know what I mean? Don't say you got. I had a friend who would say you got to be this tall to ride this ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So because you like tall guys and this guy shorter, don't be mean about it, right?
Mm.
And by the same token, fellas, if you know you like slim girls, don't come and tell the woman, yeah, you know you too fat to can't run me, because that just ain't gonna land well. That just ain't gonna land.
I see. I see my girl Carrie Ann said that Derek just made Shafet the side chick. I burst out laughing because I want to make so many comments there, but
I think within
yes,
Barbados, Shafet is actually the main chick.
yeah, but no, she said that because she's not from Barbados, and I think she has very good things to say about Shafet when she was here.
See
Anyhow,
what I mean? So even Shafet is even carry on main girl.
yeah, but don't let us forget Shamika though before we wrap up here.
Yeah,
Depending
yeah.
on how hungry the man is, he will eat it even if the presentation is off. And we need as men. You see how my mad Derek preached to one of men? Listen to Deacon Hoyt here now. Listen to me, right? Man, man, man.
Preach, my brother.
I know sometimes we get caught up. I know sometimes it be sweet. I know sometimes it may look like the most amazing thing, right? But everything is not to have sex with. Every woman is not to have sex with. Every person is not to be engaged. Sometimes when you see a woman and she coming around, let her pass. Let her go along. I know sometimes some of us may be hard up and we have sex in long and you know, this woman gave me attention, affection and being attentive. But you know what? You got to let that pass because we just fall in the trap and we just aid and abet these women in certain behaviors because we just flop. Listen,
Yeah,
who
do it.
knows, right? When a woman on social media, right? I don't care how good you look. You don't get a like from me. I don't care what Instagram model you is. I don't care how good you look, nothing like that. Men just put Instagram models in group chats every day. Most of them I don't even look at. And the ones I look at, I would say, whoa, she looks amazing. Don't get a like from me. You know why? Because when I like that, it signifies to her that, you know what? I look great and I could get away with anything I want because of my looks. And we need to stop that. Because when we encourage and empower these women in toxic behaviors, I'm not saying that we are not supposed to empower women. I'm not saying we are not supposed to speak life into our women and our queens. I'm not saying that, man. But we need to stop empowering negative and bad behaviors in people in general. You understand? When you
Amen.
have a woman, when you have a woman, she look good, right? Are you trying any and everything to try to get at this woman and getting her drawers and everything like that? It empowers her to say, well, I could take this man for a fool. I could do what I want here. And we need to stop that. We need to stop getting on social media and seeing these women that do nothing but bring their looks to the table and hit like and say, my God, my girl, I would like to, can I get to know you? We need to stop that. We
Can
need
we
to
talk for a minute?
stop because we, it's just, it boggles my mind. I out here working my hardest to be the best version of me, going my struggles daily. You understand? To get my mind right, get my body right, get certain things in place, right? And these women doing very little. I get him by because they look good or because, and when you talk to these women, when you engage these women, small doggy
Vapid.
energy, or
Vapid.
vapid, why you can't do this for me, why you can't do that for me, a real man this, if you to love me that, we need to stop it. If I can take the professional black man that makes a professional athlete that makes millions of dollars, or a man that's made six figures when the year comes, and I could tell him, my man, I know you work hard and you want to have a trophy wife or have a woman put your arm right, but ain't every look at Dr. Dre, yo.
No.
It ain't every woman it is to take on. I want us to stop this. I want this the same way when it's to direct tell when to go back and tell when the friends and tell men here and in power, write this down. The days of tolerating women just because they look good done. Because we men don't get tolerated because we got look good. I tell you as a fact. We don't get tolerated because we look good. We look good, and then the first time we mess up, we out through the door. But we men, they see a woman look good, and she can mess up 10 million times. But because she look good, a chance. I mean, she ain't gonna do it a million and one times. We need to stop. We need to stop. Hey, you know what else to say? I wanted to
Selling
talk.
a Honda.
The thing is, we overtime. I wanted
We
to talk
overtake, we
about
overtake.
there was a preacher you had talked about that you had shared that was commenting on women's weight and he was overweight. That's another thing God said too. Man, if you
Yeah.
listen, not men, men and women, right? Men and women. If you know that you look like a box juice, don't tell nobody to look like a
Come on,
box
man.
juice.
Yeah,
Don't
that
tell
right.
nobody. Don't tell. You know that you're in a cute. You're cute. You know within yourself you're in but a five. You know within yourself that you ain't look good and that you got enough all sorts of things to look good. You got as a man, you gotta wear certain boxers or whatever to make whatever look good. You got whatever, right? If you know you don't look good, don't tell nobody that they should look good for nothing. You understand? Stay in your lane. As a matter of fact, do like me. I don't tell nobody to look good or they should look good or a man should predict for a woman or a woman should predict for a man. All it is say is if you like that swash of cloth, go for it. But know full well that you are incumbent and responsible for yourself. You is to look good. You is to eat good. You is to be healthy. And
Amen.
whatever benefit for that come from that. But don't tell nobody to look good and to be where you six packs. I want a man, I can't date a man that ain't got a six pack. Well, sweetheart, when's the last time you see a ab? When's the last time you see a ab? Let me talk these things. But we get in this society now where women feel oppressed and slighted, and it's all about women empowerment. So we can't say certain things. But you know how much BS we as men have been told from these Caribbean women? Like, yo, I have been told all manner of foolishness. You understand?
Irrespective of how it lands.
And listen to me, right? I talking about walking up behind a woman in a fat. The woman say, "Well, you can't fuck or you can't walk up."
Ciao.
You
Wow.
you understand? You cannot have sex because of how you whine to music. And that is not said in confidence or in private or via text message. That's said the same
In
time over the
defect.
music playing in effect.
In the fact.
So I want us to understand if you women don't want men to talk about one of bodies and want to feel that certain things need to be discussed and rated, understand that you can't do it that we need to do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Correct. Correct.
Straight. The
Correct.
same way you talk about small dicky energy, you don't want the man to come and tell you that you got big porky energy. You don't want to hear you got vagina energy. You don't Nobody wants to hear that. So let's stop talking about genitals and their sizes and let us really get to the issues that are plaguing us. We all have insecurities, men and women, about their bodies, about their intelligence, about their looks, about their height. We all have insecurities. No person on this planet does not have an insecurity, at least one. So don't feel that because, oh, you can't talk about women's weight, that you could then all of a sudden talk about, oh, no, I don't date a man that got a bigger belly than mine. Or I don't talk to a man that ain't got a six pack or working out. You know how many women I know that got men in gyms working hard, at home, big as ever, and I will got the gall, the temerity to come and say, to come and say, I don't date men that don't work out, or my man got be muscular or whatever. But you,
Yeah.
you don't eat you have not eaten a vegetable in God knows how long. You don't eat fruit, gravy, but everything. You eating pork. We need to stop it. And the same thing with women men too, because the truth is we men just get there and tell women, oh, my woman got my woman can't got the belly bigger than me, and my woman got a lot thick and trim, and she got to be in the gym doing this and that in next. And when you look, you can't see toes. Basically, last time you see what your toes look like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I am tired. I am tired, yo. I am tired of always having to dance around certain issues, talking about certain things or can't talk about certain things. Being called sexist and patriarchal. The system, I always hear the system designed for me as a man. Yeah?
So that
I
is so far
tall,
for the truth.
I got curly hair, I got brown eyes, I brown skin. Oh God, I must have got a bevy of women. But let me tell you the truth, right? It ain't a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow for me. The same way that I want to think that, oh, Neil got it all together and Neil is drive this and Neil that. The same, I would never date a man that got dressed. I have heard a woman tell me she would not date a man that does drive a car that I just drive because they're too flashy and arrogant. Because of the car I drive. So I am being made to feel ashamed of the vehicle I drive.
Sign language, bro.
Stop it.
Let me just take a dip in the chat here. Um, let me scroll up. Blair saying pretty on the outside and hollow on the inside. Shamika saying come out things. My dingo energy no. Jamal is saying men get tolerated for their money and women for their looks. Blair is laughing at the box jokes. It's hit to be a square, sir. How you mean? Not in the fat pain. Ramel is saying at least you get the dance dog, Ed is get the elbow. Oof, or the walk way.
Sheesh.
Shamika is saying those are things that you whisper. She's wrong for that. Mark almost thought it was a lyric in a song. I'm not sure what song he talked about. Ramel is making reference to the stink pokey energy. Ooh. Carrie on is saying this is Deacon Hoyt on his red wine energy. Look like the wine needs to continue next week. Preach, sir.
Yeah,
Mark is
she knows me.
praying. Wait, we can't even talk about them age far less wait. Ramel, it is
Blair,
the wine for
Blair,
real, for real.
Blair. We run out of
Jamal is
time, right?
saying,
But don't get me for the
picture
age
is
needed, you know?
right. Yeah, boy, this drive chief, the Batmobile. Yeah, so I think that's the last so far. Yeah.
Anyhow, I think I don't know what else you could add there. I don't know what else you want to talk about, but
Nah,
really and truly,
I think we can left it there. It's smoking, we can leave it there.
listen, go back to your communities, men and women, and said that the age of empowering bullshit is over. We are not tolerating any more negative and toxic behavior. And we know what is negative and toxic behavior. We done.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
yeah, that's a reality. Because as I told you, I find that I tag men and women in the post, but it is the women who tend to drive the discussion, and then invariably, when the discussion gets starts to go down the line of trolling and I tell you the sign language and all that, it generally tends to be women that push it down that direction. But then when we come here within the chat, it's a whole different ball game, and the men seem to come in
because
more free here.
you realize that none of them people that's bring that small doggy energy talk and all of those different types of things don't come to this forum.
Yeah, because this forum is for that discussion, for us to have that interaction. And it's unfortunate that they haven't come. I don't think they ever will, but yeah.
We here, that's the thing. We here. So everybody, uh, apologize for the rant. I apologize for the technical difficulties we had, but we have been Senate Derek usually closes us out. I think it is our mantra. It's going to be our tagline from here on in. Derek, you could give it to them.
Yeah, well, let me just Mark saying, "Moms, are you done with that?" Don't run it, no, you're not done with that. 2021.
We done with
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, guys, be the best version of you going
Be
forward.
the
Be the
best
best
version.
version of you.
Yeah, and not what you think is the best version of you, where you is an internet troll and feel that you got enough likes and laughs and keys. Be the best version of you individually. Anyhow, everybody, peace and love. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to continue to be the best version of you. And until next week, you know how it is at the end on Monday, they hit y'all with something and make y'all rile up. Well, until next week, I have been Neil Hoyt. He has been Derek Marshall, and this has been the Senate. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.
I